I ran into Barcast and he said that he's planning on being at this one.
Yes, yes, I did ping him as well, and he said, mic not working. Yeah, no, we can't hear you. If you're talking, it's like not showing up a screen, so maybe check that it's actually picking up your voice. In the settings.
I had to mess with mine to get it to work. Either the input or the output. But you kind of got to shuffle both of them. Avalanche.
Yeah. Have you played
Why?
Avalanche before? Because it's a simple map,
Of
and
course.
I was thinking it's a good map, to give Nixha a game on.
I guess I just see it as a cheese map because my experience with it is like people making 2 centurions and walking with their commander.
Okay.
Really, or something
Interesting.
like that. It's fine.
I haven't. Yeah.
We can play it, but
Um.
it's never a normal.
Interesting. Because in my experience, Avalanche is played relatively normal. Because one of the problems with cheesing on Avalanche is you can get like a scout across the map so easily.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Nixha left.
Barkas just messaged me to tell it, saying that he had something come up and might be a little late. Like an hour late.
Alright.
How you been?
Not too bad. Just enjoying summer while it lasts because it's starting to be like 40 degrees in the morning.
Okay. That's Fahrenheit for because you're American?
Yes.
Yeah. I've just got to check because my brain hits 40 degrees. I was like, oof. That's hot.
Yeah,
But
40 degrees Fahrenheit is 10 degrees above freezing, so.
yeah. Yeah. Which would be
I spend
like
most of my
about
time
5
working
degrees
outside.
Celsius above freezing, so yeah. Yeah, it's just coming out of winter here. It's been a I hate how Twitch auto plays when you go to Twitch. Anyway, and it's always a random stream that I care absolutely nothing about.
Test.
Oh, hello.
Hey, it
Hello.
works.
I can kind of hear you. It's a little quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, what was going on was that my headphones don't have a microphone built into them, but they think they do.
Oh no. Yeah, I
So
sometimes
they were
get
convinced that they were what's.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were convinced they were what's supposed to be detecting sound, and they couldn't do it. So I had to go and manually tell my computer to use its built-in mic system.
Okay. Alrighty. So, alright, you're back in the room. Nixa, have you managed to play much any 1v1 since we... Because I remember you saying you wanted to get into 1v1.
No, I have not. I haven't seen any lobbies. There aren't like 35 OS people.
Right. Have you been watching much 1v1? Do you have a feel of how it works as a game?
I got an idea of how it works. My theory is good. My mechanics are atrocious.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, I've chosen a small map. I want you to just jump in, play a game however you see fit, and just to get an idea of where you're at.
Sounds good.
You want to 1v1 me after my game?
Yeah, what rating are you, Smithweed?
Not shit for 1v1s, maybe like 10 to 15.
Alright.
If that.
That could be useful, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
finally, a worthy opponent.
Yes, sir. I just started
Approaches.
one, so
Alright.
don't get it twisted, bro. I know how it works.
Look, I'm an 8v8 air player. Like,
Yeah, you're me, man. But I like playing front when the
away
team needs it.
I'm as far away from 1v1 as it's possible to be.
Yeah, give me like, I don't know how long this game will be, but to go ahead and do your opening, warm up, do your thing.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear my like clicking and stuff? Because I can just like
Yes.
mute my microphone. Yeah.
Just a little
It's
bit,
not
but
very
that's
bad,
fine.
though.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me adjust the pickup on this and see if I can't just cut it out. All right, how's that? Can you still hear it?
Not currently, no.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
With this,
All right.
Bell, I'm looking at my opening right now, which I think is a.
I'm concerned about your time to get a second max. I'd position between
Me too.
the second and the third.
I think here's probably better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fairly common on this map to even start at the back max, but I prefer starting where you're starting.
Okay, it's wind is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
You have a bit
Oh,
of
wait,
metal to
screw
play
wind.
with, so it can be useful to build a solar just for stability. But wind is
Screw
going to
wind, I
be
know
your
what I'm doing in
staple
my
here.
life. No, it's not.
Why not?
Battle started.
Look, I play Geo on Isthmus occasionally.
Okay.
So we're gonna try something. It's gonna fail, but it's gonna be funny.
Okay. I love to see where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jinxa.
I feel like I misplaced this a little bit, but it's fine. Oh wait, these are just gonna die, aren't they?
Yeah. Quite
That's the
possibly.
problem with this strat.
Yeah, well, if you keep them close to your con, they shouldn't die. And then if you switch out the con for grunts, you're in a much better position to start putting out units. Because the problem with the small map and like front line is you just don't have.
Oh yeah, it's the fact I'm already being killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, the idea of the idea of the con was that I could then have build power and still keep my still move my
Yeah.
commander off.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I've lost it now. I don't have the energy production anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Losing that one was too much of a blow.
Well, your con can also serve as energy production, and then you keep your con back. You've got a little bit of metal. You can put out another constructor, stuff like that.
Right, so if I shove you guys in here, okay. Second idea of match. What if I just ignore? Okay, I'm not sure. The problem is my opponent's in this call here, so you know.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Talk through it. I love to hear it.
What if I just ignore the middle lane?
Interesting. Try
I
it.
build 2 LLTs across it, and then I leave. Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, that's an issue. That's a real issue.
Oh, if you don't have
Crap.
energy to fire, your LLPs don't do squat.
Yeah, I know. No, I was like, yeah, no. All right. Last ditch idea.
Alright.
Very last ditch idea. Okay, now. Come on, Jamerz. You know I'm significantly weaker than you, right? You can just come over here and kill me, right? Come over here. Do it.
Problem is, he spent a lot of time building everything except units that can come and kill you. So, at the moment, he only has a slightly bigger army than you. And if you micro your grunts well, because they have a few advantages, you could end up with an army advantage and he couldn't kill you.
Sure, it's just the words micro your grunts well are the main issue here.
Yeah.
Also, the words he's been building other stuff are another issue.
Well, see, the other stuff can't come and kill you. And so often that's something I'm very happy about.
See,
Jinxer wants to know why you stopped moving forward with those grunts.
It's because I'm not paying attention to them.
Okay, that's very good. That's actually a great reason. But I'd probably advise you do pay attention to them and you do move them forward.
Yeah. Yep. Just not having the APM.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Okay, so what I'd take away from this is, are you happy about which lane you chose to block off?
No.
Okay.
I should have blocked off right. I should have rushed right there and blocked that off, and then probably tried to build geothermal. I don't even have an energy D gun anymore. No.
Remember what I said. Remember what I
blocked this.
Yeah.
Could I have held that, grabbed the geothermal, and had a?
I don't think you could have grabbed. Well, I wouldn't say economic advantage or any advantage based on what you do per se. I would I would generally focus on going, it's like, well, what advantages do I not want to let him have? And the big advantage you don't want to let him have is a military advantage. And so that's what you just invest in. Your geothermal
LLTs in middle like this. What is the massive LLT ball in middle about? Why did he feel he needed 6 LLTs?
6 LLTs. Let me
I
load
just
it up
didn't
the
want
replay
you to
again.
retake mid. I just didn't
Thing
want
is-
you to retake mid.
Yeah. If you have a look at my screen, I'll just
I
go
just
over the
feel like if
replay.
he'd made anything else, he could have. Like the resources he invested there,
Keep in mind, my biggest issue is not having an E storage and more build power. I had metal floating, so like the LLTs in middle weren't a big deal for me.
No, I think it's fair to say that they probably
Battle
were.
started.
Like, you were M-stalling for a lot of the game, I think.
I mean, he just had map control the entire time. And didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Maybe
the
it's
first
a bad
thing,
habit, but I
let's
was
assume,
gonna say, but I do make a lot of LLTs as a personal habit.
yeah. Well, I just have a few things I want to talk through. First thing, let's just assume that you guys build your factories at the same time. How much time on a small map like this do you have between building your factory and having an enemy tick potentially in your base? It's about 26 seconds we can see right here. That's like, of course they could skip mexes and go straight for ticks, but then they're skipping mexes, and so you don't worry so much about losing mexes because they've skipped some. But if they do the same build as you and then go for ticks, and then how long till you have to be able to defend ticks in your base? About 26 seconds. I would imagine that's enough time to build maybe like 1 constructor and then a grunt. And so if he goes ticks first, you go 1 constructor, then a grunt, and then that grunt gets in position to defend this metal extractor, and then you defend it. That's one thing. It's like thinking about the timings. And so, generally speaking, I'd initially opt to have 1 constructor that I build out, and then that constructor can go get something like a metal extractor and walk out while my commander sits on the factory, at least until you can defend against ticks. Then once you've got pawns, then it takes the pawns like 40 seconds to cross the map that you're defending against. So you've got a little window in there where you can afford to add on another constructor, because it's a little bit of reprieve between the ticks coming and attacking you and the pawns coming and attacking you. Add another constructor on there, and then you've got 2 constructors that can assist your factory, and your commander can walk out. How does that sound?
Makes a lot of sense.
Awesome. The other thing I really want to hammer in, if you're at all energy stalling like this, do just add on some energy. Either go and reclaim some trees with that commander, or go and build additional energy. Because for most of this game, I guess theoretically you're about the energy production you want to be having for like 6 metal production. But say you have 4 metal extractors plus commander. That's about 10 metal per second. You're building grunts, you want about 20 energy per metal for your grunts to build. So if you have 10 metal per second, you need 200 energy per second. At the moment, you're sitting about 100. So you're about half of where you needed to be. If you had the solar collector and the constructor, about 120. You needed a bunch more energy. And so generally, if you're building these metal extractors, build energy as you build the metal extractors. And you can front load that a little bit with your res bots. And if you're choosing res bots over like wind generators, then you can do a little bit of that. It's just res bots cost a lot of energy. You can build what? How many? How many? So it's like 1400 for a res bot and 175 energy for a wind generator. You can build 8 wind generators for the price of a res bot. Your average wind is 14, so you can, sorry, that gives you something about 112 energy per second rather than your 57. So even though it costs less on metal, it turns out in this situation you're metal constrained, not energy constrained. You're energy constrained, not metal constrained. So that's sense. When I
Yet again, large game mentality where metal is very limited and energy is pretty free, as opposed to here where that is not necessarily the case.
Yeah, and I imagine you could do some additional trade-off as build an extra solar collector and then build a res bot. But again, one of the benefits of a solar collector is that it builds faster than a wind generator. And on a lot of maps, that is actually a thing. Here, if the wind average is 14, then you only need like one and a third wind generator to make up for like one solar collector. And so on average, again, so it does depend a little bit on the wind speed, but it goes up and down and spends most of its time high. If we want to see how much time it spent high, sorry, everything's appearing out of order. So if we look here and we go to your wind speed graph, this is like the wind graph for this game. So even though maybe sometimes it could drop really low and be at the efficiency of a solar, realistically, most of the time it's so crazy high. And a lot of the time it was at 19, which means it was like faster to build and giving you almost as much energy as a solar collector. So just build the wind generators here, honestly. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, and then make sure if you're energy stalling, you build that energy production. And then the final thing I'll say, if you're gonna block off a lane, well, I don't know. I guess you can block off a lane, but if you block off this lane, then you've got this lane and this lane that are open, which means you're moving between the two. Can you see how it would be easier to block off this lane? A, because it's smaller. B, because like if you have an army over here and an army over here, then it's easier to move between these two. There's even a ramp between these two.
Interesting.
And the other thing that I like to think about is it is good to block off a lane when you have 3 lane maps, because you've got your commander down one lane, which is default. It holds the lane very defensively. It's not very fast. Then you have an aggressive lane where you push your grunts, and then you have a defensive lane. So what I tend to do on this map, commander pushes aggressively down mid, because the commander's slow, so I want to push the commander down the shortest lane. And there's a lot of metal, so I want to defend the mid one. It's also the one that's the easiest for the enemy to attack me, so I want to be defensive in their best attack vector. Then here is where I'll typically attack or send all my aggressive units. And that's partly because everything's really spread out here. You've got a reasonably wide opening here, so I can micro and stuff. And I can move between these two lanes if I need to. I've got a lot of options for my units. It's a longer lane, so I'm going to get a lot of value out of my faster units. And people generally send their commander through the mid, so there's nothing to stop me. You see how Jamerz is very open in this area, so it's a great angle to pressure him. And then this one is the easiest to block off, because rather than going 2 laser towers across, and there are still tiny gaps they can walk through, like, and if he wants to fight you, he can go like he can take on one of your laser towers at a time, and just kill one laser tower, and then just run past the other one. He can just ignore part of your defenses. Here, he has no option to ignore you. So that's how I typically play this map. Not because there's one more thing that's a consideration here. There's barely any metal up here. So it's just an attack vector that isn't really good. So I block this, commander here, army this way. Make sense?
Yep.
Alright. You want to give it another go?
Yep.
Awesome. Same map?
Back to Avalanche then?
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Alright.
One moment, someone's knocking my door. I'll be back.
Alright.
Anyway, somebody just looking for my roommate. We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Or maybe give this one more 2 1v1s and then maybe do a 2v2. Just to change things up a bit.
Alright.
Please choose your starting location.
And regarding getting the geothermal, it's just way too expensive.
I've never had a game of Avalanche where somebody grabbed a Geo.
I have. It
First
wasn't
time.
a fun
It
game.
doesn't last that long.
Yeah. It's just
I've never
Maps-
even gone P2.
a geothermal is technically more efficient than wind generators. But just think, army is more efficient than a geothermal. It's as
Right.
simple as that. And you can get games of Avalanche where it chokes up too much for you to use army, and then you'll see geothermals, but that's not very common. There's so much you can do with army on this map.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So this is definitely a bot map, just because it's so dang small. I'm
And the
thinking-
reclaim.
You
Fair.
can definitely go vehicles here. Definitely seen it done. I would suggest sticking with what you know though. Just to keep the
Yeah,
two
probably.
games
I'm a
as
bot
simple.
player.
And focus on the 3 things. It's like the constructor timings, you've got one before the grunt, one before the ticks, and one before the pawns.
Battle started.
You've got your wind generators are better, and make sure you're building wind generators so that you actually have energy. And then you think about your lanes. Which one are you blocking off, and which one are you porking? Which one are you walking your commander, and which one are you walking your army?
When do
Yeah,
you
when I-
know? Can I ask a question? Is there a free
Yes,
floor?
please
Open
do.
floor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Master Bell, thank you. So when do you know when to build a lazuli as opposed to building winds
Um,
to
I
reclaim trees? Yeah.
If you have the time, like you don't think that you'll be attacked before you can get that res out, and normally you build it first if you're going for that. It is way better because it's just free energy. You don't have build time like on winds and stuff like that. And if you keep it alive, it gets even more value by resurrecting troops and
So
all kinds
answer
of
is when you
stuff.
can keep it alive, and when you can keep it alive, in my opinion, is
Yeah, you're trading off build power for units for
yeah.
the las.
so. Bell,
With
what would I
understanding
do
of
with this?
if the energy reclaim is higher, then it's worth it. Okay, I understand somewhat.
So
Thank
Bell,
you.
what would I do with? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I do currently. You guys, people can see. I am moving my commander forward using my first con to boost lab. Is that?
Yeah. On this map, I'd often something. Make sure you're building. So you've built a max. You're stalling energy. So make sure you build more wind generators before you build energy. There's really no benefit to building an additional metal extractor if you're stalling. Yeah.
That. Still struggling to deal with these raids, early game raids.
Yeah. So something I'd probably suggest, as like is just build an LLT to help defend. Oh, so close.
Game is almost over, buddy. Prepare yourself for war.
And so that's often, like, the other game I think you saw, Jamerz, like, he built an LLT per max as he went down the middle of the map. That's a great thing to do. Like, you have enough metal that you could be doing stuff like that already.
No, it went down.
Alright.
Yeah, no. Not today. Let's see. Oh, I completely forgot about those. That's a major misplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
nope.
yeah, supervisor. Tech's greatest benefit to you is information. So you want to be watching, and you want to be,
Yep.
yeah.
So, that's a thing.
Don't panic,
You
you've
are-
got a laser
You are
tower, you're
making a
fine.
very interesting. You are making a very interesting play here. Let's see. So not a fan of.
What's your in-game name?
Grace?
Nixha.
Nixha?
Yep.
Nix? Yeah.
Nixha.
Alright, I'm in
Right.
here.
What do I
Finn.
do about the fact that he's killing my LLT right now?
Right.
Anything? Fancy?
Well,
Right. Other than that, thank you. You're very helpful.
I said right, not cry. Sorry. So what I do, you have a couple options. Switch into the longer range unit, like rocket bots, like your Rocketeer. And if he's building up enough of them, what you can just do is fall back and build a heavy laser tower at your base.
Okay. Oh yes, yes, very fun, very fun. Good times.
Okay, before you can send that constructor out, remember that's the lane you wanted to block off. Also, remember,
Yeah, but
have a look at your resources. What are they doing? You've got plenty of metal, so you need to use it, not get
Yep.
more.
Yep. Alright, I kind of getting. I'm about to pull back from this
You're gonna
position. He's cutting me off.
Yeah. Remember there's a
Alright.
slope down to the bottom as well. Missile trucks can't drive down that slope.
Okay, fun. Alright. He's just aggressively defensing on me, and there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah. Well, remember those defenses can't come attack you, so you've got all the time in the world to prepare the ideal response. The ideal response, rocket bots and a tick to scout them out so you don't have to walk into them.
GG, buddy.
I mean, let's see. Resources are. All right. I think this is probably the best. I can't push these missile trucks. I don't.
Yeah. That's
think.
really rough as bots. There's like almost nothing you can do other than like go somewhere
No.
else and do it faster.
Yep. So I mean, I'm doing maces because I figure if I can dodge them, I can at least avoid.
Can't dodge incisors
I mean,
though.
That's the problem. How's the mace incisor matchup?
Centurion would have went hard here, but bro's got the missile truck.
Yeah.
For those incisors, if you get overwhelmed, the Centurion bot is like your best guy. If they're throwing out like 3 or 4 of those, but I could be wrong, but highly recommend that Centurion. Or like an early game Centurion will fuck somebody up, man. But these guys are high OS.
Right. Well, good attempt on my part, I guess. Got nothing in life to do other than fail to dodge all these missiles. Now,
But something to keep in mind is like you had the missile trucks in range and you walked backwards. Like don't walk backwards, keep shooting them. Because they're gonna keep
Commander
shooting you.
Bomber.
They're gonna keep shooting you regardless. So just keep in range, keep shooting you.
Yeah, bro. D-gun's a thing too.
I'm aware I'm stalling energy right now.
Enemy
Now-
commander destroyed. Battled and
GG. Well played.
Alright. Let's quickly load up that replay.
I just wanted
That
to
was
show.
fun.
I just wanted to show an example of vehicles working.
Yeah,
And you did. It worked.
yeah.
Get him, Nixha. Run it back.
Yo, Nixha, what's up?
Hmm. I was just unsure. I wasn't good at the blocking off a lane deal. I thought the answer was put some units there temporarily and then throw up an LLT, but I never pulled it off. What would have been an effective way to block off that lane?
battle started.
So usually blocking off the lane with my commander when it comes up here, I'll often just come over a bit and build an LLT maybe up here as just a start.
Okay.
Because of course the more stuff he gets, the less effective a single LLT is going to be, to the fact where he'll eventually get enough stuff he can just roll through it and the LLT will hardly scratch him. Another thing that's very useful to block this off is simply have pressure up here, because if you have an army here and he sends his army there, you kill his base before he can get anywhere near yours. Also, well, it's reasonably well enough that if you have a couple constructors here on your factory, you don't necessarily have to even block the lane directly there, so long as if you're going to be defending your base, you can have a couple constructors, build an LLT, can build an LLT here, it'll like block off that entire thing. You've also got units coming out of your factory, so by default, unless they're running across the map, they can just sit here, and so if you see units coming, like, you have a scout up there, you can see units coming and just sit them here and wait for him to come. And then just, if you build laser towers as you go, he'll come through here and then you've kind of got a wall of laser towers along there.
That tracks.
And then, yeah, later on you can send something up there and specifically build defenses. Depending what this scout up here tells you, whether he's gone up there, maybe you can get the mechs before you build laser towers up there. Maybe you can't and you just build the laser towers down there.
Or maybe I roll just a little bit further forward than you're drawing, and I make it so that my laser tower can hit that max. So even if I can't claim the max, I can deny it.
Yeah, all depends what he's done. Generally speaking, in this sort of situation, going back to the priority energy, what you did here is pretty good, but even more so, this commander, rather than coming over here, stay here with this mechs and defend it, and then build, like, another 2 wind generators after you build the metal extractor. That's what I'd do here.
Yep.
Then it's sitting there, you've got your pawns that can sit beside these metal extractors. I'll probably set one there and one here. And that's sort of like, you've got your commander here, you've got this here, so it's outside, so if a scout gets in the middle, they can all, like, close in on it if you need to. But, like, if the scout's on the outside, you're not, like, running around the metal extractor trying to chase him.
That tracks.
Did you want to 1v1 the Nixha? Because I'll go back to the 8v8s.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll go for a 2v2.
Eventually we're getting into the 2v2s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These scouts...
So, who's trying to fight right now?
Smoothweed and Nixha.
I don't know. Are we doing that?
Or 2v2s?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not waiting for no reason, pimp.
These scouts down here, if you had time, they could have come over here, maybe just sat here, given you vision on the factory, told you that he's building a constructor. When you know he builds a constructor, you can go, it's like, oh, I can build a constructor too. Because that's one more unit that can't come to your base and attack you, and you have an extra constructor, you can build more stuff. Because you were struggling to build army that game. That's why he had more stuff than you. You didn't have enough constructors to build army. So that's sort of the information that it can give you. You can also see opportunities like here, you sneak in behind the metal extractor, his commander can't shoot you. You've got the factory that can also block the commander from coming to shoot you. This metal extractor over here is close enough to the edge, you can possibly sneak behind it. Again, he's built a wall, so it's hard for him to come over and shoot you over there. And you might even be able to sneak in around behind here and hit that metal extractor. Which is just far away. So, a few options with your ticks there.
Oh, this map is asymmetric.
So, you know, they started
the map is asymmetric. I'm so unused to playing player 2 for this.
Yeah.
It starts a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would make sure to start your commander, like, on the edge of his build range where the farthest max is. So you have to walk the least. You want to start as far forward as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, pretty much. This makes playing this side makes blocking off a little bit harder. Interesting. Luckily, I won't need it. I hope. Crap, commander didn't walk where I thought he was gonna walk.
Yeah, that happens.
Fortunately. So I have to, requeue my stuff.
Next, I'll have a look at your resource bar, see what it's doing.
Yeah, I see what it's doing.
Yeah. Could have built that factory probably after your second wind generator, while e-production is that high.
Yep.
Same goes for you, Smoothweed. Probably don't need the storage, don't build the storage. That's just a bunch of metal and energy that you built into the storage that you can't use.
Let's see. I want my first con
is he
boosting, and then I
deafened?
move forward with my commander as the formula.
Should be able to hear.
No.
What was that question again?
So I have my first con boost, and then I move forward with commander. Is the starting play, or what's the optimal play for my first constructor?
Often I'll send the constructor forward or something like that. I don't know. I haven't played this in a while. I can't quite remember.
Okay, because what I'm doing is not
yeah.
that.
Remember Nixha, max, and then 2 wind generators so that you can use the metal you just produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, buddy.
Hello.
Remember to watch that attack, Nixha.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that tick you put up the top there.
Thank you for telling him about it.
I already seen it.
It's got a radar.
Okay.
And Nixha, remember wind generators after the max, you're stalling energy again.
Keep doing this to myself.
Yeah.
Oh no, you killed it. I wasn't paying enough attention.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm still stalling, as it turns out. Most of these wind... Okay, now. Most of these winds just dead. Okay.
So you saw his laser tower earlier, right? That's good defense.
Well, I know where it's... I know where it's...
So you know that you can just go everywhere except the laser tower?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's the plan. In this case, this little installation of his. Wait.
Nice. Now remember, those wind generators block the line of fire of the laser tower. They do not block the line of fire of the commander.
They technically don't fire. Note that by do not block the line of fire, you mean why is wind just sad today? What if I
It's okay, don't worry, it's sad for your opponent too.
Yeah.
Good thing to do when wind is low like that is you can just take a commander or constructor and start reclaiming if you can't use it to build. Yeah.
I'm definitely much aliver than I generally am at this point in the game.
My audio died, and I can't hear anything. Say again?
I'm much aliver than I generally am at this point in the game.
You are. And you're part of that, a significant part of that is you are playing much better than your first game.
Well, I'll take it.
I didn't realize my mic was muted.
Noted. You have range on me there.
Good to hear you.
I was trying to say that when you see that you have at least 200 energy income per second, and especially when you're floating metal, you really want to think about getting a construction turret down. Really efficient, helps burn the energy.
Okay.
Or take, because you've got to construct a building wind generators, you could just take that and put it on the factory too.
All right.
Yeah.
Solutions to rocket bots.
Rocket bots.
What are they?
Rocket bots, you can build up, you can just go and attack somewhere else because, hey, he might have defenses in one location, but does he have them in another? Takes a great to find an answer to that question. Or just pure army.
Alright.
You do have a bit of an advantage on him in terms of resource production. You should be able to just attrition him down too.
Interesting.
It is a viable play to let them take a little ground so they push forward and then run them down with your pawns because they're slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't build that construction turret if you're out of metal production. I'd probably take your constructor and head it over and get you an additional metal extractor instead. Maybe some metal reclaim as well. Is he? I don't know if he's hearing me.
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You can stop building that construction turret and grab a metal extractor instead.
I mean, it's too late. It's
Well, it's for next game. It's not too late to prepare for next game.
absolutely.
Alright.
Alright.
Nixha, same for you. Now that you're out of metal, you can take your constructors on your factory and get them to go and build metal extractors. You've blocked off the southern half of the map, so now is a great time to follow up your army with a constructor.
Yep. Yep, doing that now. Also, coming soon to a place near you. A lot of rocket bots. Huh.
And don't
Pretty
forget
good.
your radar.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's why you include the Centurion, my friend. Not taking that BS since I built it at the very beginning of the game. Alright. Now I think I just push into him and win, I want to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, don't rush it. But yeah, you've got plenty. Spread out a bit. Your rocket bots are all standing in front of each other, so they're either not firing or shooting each other. That's a great example of why I just generally wouldn't go for the commander. Go for everything that can shoot you, and then go for the commander.
Okay.
But just because commanders, like, they have their D guns, so they can kill you better than anything else. And they have a ton of health, so you're more likely to almost kill the commander and then get nothing for it, and lose your entire army.
I see our dear little friend has learned of the value of building a Centurion to assist
Yeah.
rocket bot push.
It's alright. I personally wouldn't be doing this
I
in this
understand.
case.
Devil Centurion. I only got one. How?
This is a great chance to just pull back
pretty
and
sure-
reset. Similar to what Smoothweed did, he just stored up all his army at his base, where you couldn't really attack him because he had all his defenses commander and stuff, until he got to a situation where he outnumbered you. And then he went and attacked. You want to do the same thing. Pull back to where you're safe until you outnumber him, then you start moving forward. Because if you keep fighting
So
while
am
he
I
outnumbers...
now at a disadvantage? Am I now at a disadvantage? I feel
You
like
are
I'm
at
currently
certain
losing.
disadvantages, but you are also at certain advantages. Like, have a look at the front line. What can you see?
I see that he's just got his commander there, and I've got a line of Rocketeers.
Right. Probably want to do something about making that commander visible. That's a good response with the pawns coming out of your factory as well. You've got enough rocket bots because you outnumber him on the front line, so you don't need any more rocket bots there. So, yeah, put all your pawns where you can use them, where you do need them. Alright. Keep pushing that front. That was a good counter push, Smoothweed. I probably would have, rather than going on the side, kept pushing straight down the line because that was your big advantage. By moving away from there, you gave up your biggest advantage and allowed Nixha to establish an advantage there. Yeah. Keep coming up Nixha with your commander. It's going to provide you more value by showing you what you can shoot than by, like, reclaiming stuff. Good dodge.
Not getting D-gun today.
It's pretty good use of the cloaking commander too, Smoothweed.
Oh, he's cloaking. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had the. I didn't think you had the energy for that.
He has just enough energy to do it just often enough to get value out of it, which is pretty good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I discovered another of my problems, which is that I'm aware of what a certain someone is saying in chat. I'm very aware of it.
Yeah. Right now, I wouldn't worry about that too much. You've got him on the ropes, and you're using most of your resource production anyway. Even if you're not using 100% of it,
anyway.
Just keep pushing that military advantage right now.
Let's see. What do I want? What do I want right now? Is the real question.
You want your army to be alive and paid attention to.
Well, about that.
Yeah. If you bring your commander up, you can block D-guns and
it wasn't paid
get fire on
attention
his
to,
comm.
it turns out.
Yeah.
Alright, so
You can just go D-gun the lab. We can stop you.
that is an idea, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because he has got no supporting army. If you comm v comm, you win. So long as you don't get hit by anything other than his comm,
Mostly,
you're fine.
it looks like I'm just gonna rocket the lab.
Yeah. Okay, keep chasing him down.
Lab dead. Or he's still got some. Mostly, he's just his base. He's being repaired a bunch, which I'm not a fan of because I'm actually pretty low on health. All right, what if I went over here, killed?
Yeah, your comm can go over there too and deal some damage. The other thing you can focus on is focus on killing like his laser towers. Would be a good start.
GG, brother.
You know that. Yeah, I set targeted his beamer right before that he was building right before game ended.
Yeah.
GG.
GG. Pretty close fight, all things considered.
Yeah. That was a pretty
Yes.
epic counter push from Smoothie.
No,
So-
I was very worried about
I
that.
thought I had you with that counter push, but then I realized you
Yeah.
had all that blue mexes down there, and I was like, nah, he's got enough metal for the reclaim alone. Like, yeah, I was cooked.
No, I
You
had,
coulda
I had
killed
the economic advantage on you.
You could have killed him, Weed, if you had just pushed with your senties and your comm. You
Yeah,
probably would
you
have sniped
You're
us
not
somehow.
all
I
in
don't
on
know if you would have
that. It would've been a
degunned it, but
problem.
yeah.
So Weed, I just want to bring up one point, and that's base defenses. While when you need them, it's good. I think you overinvested in them. Like you had walls, you had a pop-up laser,
Okay.
and stuff like that, and the extra construction turret that you had. It was like 700 metal and like 6,000 energy that you didn't need to spend on that. That
The
could have
what?
been army and stuff like that.
Battle started.
Huh?
The which one? What'd you say was expensive?
The pork that you put inside your base, like the extra LLT and the pop-up laser turret and the extra construction turret that you had and stuff.
Gotta
Like
have a laser
just that
tower in
alone.
base, man. Gotta have a laser tower in base. Please, 10 toes.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah, maybe one. I would
Yeah.
try and use just radar and troops most of the time because that's more efficient and often more effective. But if you are
Oh, yeah,
gonna
I
put them,
agree.
like you want to put like the least amount that you can. And the pop-ups was a bit much. Like if you see a large wave coming at your base later in the game and you're like, oh crap, I really need this pop-up, then you build it then. Like you'll
A
have
pop-up?
construction turrets. Yeah, like the pop-up laser turret.
Oh, that thing's gas. No, yeah, I hear you.
But it's just too much of an investment, as a precaution. Like you need to see a real threat. Like there is a large wave coming that this will find good value. Otherwise, it could have been army or something like that. Basically, like turtling is bad. You want forward momentum and keep the fighting away from your base. You're investing in base defenses, then you're expecting them to get to your base, and then you're just investing in the wrong thing, right?
Yeah, I do 8v8, so I haven't done a 1v1. I've done maybe like 10, 15 1v1s maybe, but like, yeah, that shit was. Thanks for the tips.
Yeah, a good
Yeah, man.
measure for defenses is like, were you going to have to keep a mobile army here anyway? If you were going to have to keep a mobile army there anyway, what the defense said, it's more efficient if it can't move. And so that's like, if you're not going to push this way, then you're always going to have need something there to defend it, for example. So sticking an LLT there, and in that case, if you were like stopping against this way, I'd probably start further back here so I can pop a laser tower here, just so I can close this off so nothing can come through. Either that, or if another good position for an LLT is here, because it stops both units going through that way and going through that way, just builds this wall here that nothing can go through and really helps defend your base. That's especially good if you have laser tower here, and then your factory here, if you set your waypoint to here, then that just extends the wall with units a little bit. Make sense?
Noted. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because I played
I've
the
lost audio
the
again.
other side of the map.
There we go. I can hear you guys
Honestly,
again.
I think that actually helped me.
Which did?
Honestly, I think playing the other side of the map helped me because it forced me to play more offensively. There were less
Okay.
choke points.
Okay. I played both sides of the map exactly the same, but I'm glad it helped you
Yeah,
with that.
Me
But
too.
I mostly just the mindset. I don't think mechanically, just the mindset changed. To me, it felt
Yeah,
like
okay.
I needed to push more because
Okay. Yeah.
I
But
had
also,
less of a defensive capabilities, and then the push worked. So
yeah. But also, like, the game plan that we kind of set up, that you push your commander offensively across this side of the map, and then you just kind of block this one off. You saw how that worked, right?
yes, it worked
Yeah.
very well this time. I actually pulled that off this time.
Yeah,
And
that was...
I had kind of Rocketeer's slower anti-defense bots through the middle, and my fast attack pawn coming in from the left.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there was a comment, Nixha, about maybe you try zooming out a little bit more just so you grasp the whole battlefield. And I think that's a worthwhile thing to try.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the
Like,
settings.
if you get into like a pawn versus grunt fight and you might need some like tighter micro or something, you can zoom in, but the more zoomed out you are, the better off. Like you'll just realize you're not expanding this way, you'll see attacks coming, and hopefully it also helps you remember radar.
Yeah. That said, don't beat yourself too much up on it. When you're doing something new like 1v1, it's really difficult to zoom out and just process all the information. Like, if I haven't played for a couple weeks, for just personally, as much experience as I have, I can't zoom out because I will get overwhelmed and lost and I just can't play anymore. So it's good to keep that in mind as well. Do pressure yourself to go a little bit more, but don't be like, oh, I'm not zooming out, I can't play at all, like I've done in the past.
Are you streaming this as well, MasterBel?
It's on Twitch and on Discord, so I'm sharing my screen on Discord as well, so you can see me going through the replay.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah.
Why I was just asking in chat.
Yeah.
To your point about zooming out, I would say I recommend like turning up the setting limit camera zoom all the way up, so you like can't like you can zoom in enough, but it like prevents you from zooming in too far. I'd say.
Okay. Where's that?
My 2 cents. Go to control, and then where you could type limit camera zoom. I think it's in the second column.
Yeah, limit camera zoom up here. Okay.
Yeah, I just turned that all the way up, and you like it prevents you from zooming in so far that it's like not really necessary. I'd say.
Yeah.
That's the like,
so this is a minimum zoom
like,
then.
Yeah. That's just
That makes sense.
And then I crank.
I used to have mine set so that you can zoom in far enough to see the timers on buildings, but I never actually found it useful other than like when I was making like an optimal build for a map, maybe the timer helped, but having it just above that so you don't zoom in too much. But I never found the timers on buildings useful. You can pretty much just gauge by the little bar.
True.
So one more comment here about alright not having laser towers in base. It can be useful, but you kind of saw it when you had army out here, it kind of blocked this off. Your commander mostly blocked this off.
Yeah.
And then your factory
I
and
had
having
one
stuff
early-
around here.
I had this one early pawn you can see in between my factory and that back mechs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, I kind of had a Centurion guard. I when he was getting a lot of leaks in, I built a second back Centurion, and it solved a lot of problems for me.
Yeah. A lot of the problems it solved were down to him not microing as well as he could have. Getting in those units was extremely powerful, and if he paid a little bit more attention to that and reacted a little better to your units, he could have done a lot more damage. And one of the things that would have often gone down is like this and this would have been the most vulnerable things. Generally, if I'm pushing army out this way, everything that's built out this way away from the army, this gets an LLT and this gets an LLT. And that's especially valuable when you've got like your wind generators here. Because it's not just your metal extractor, but it's your wind generator. On those wind generators, I did tell you to build mechs and then 2 wind generators. But even better, when you know you're going to build these metal extractors and you know you're going to build those wind generators, and you've got a bunch of metal in storage already, and you don't have so much energy, it's like you've got about exactly the amount of energy you need.
You build the wind first back in base.
Yes. And so you estimate this is how much wind I would need. I'd probably build enough wind for these 2 metal extractors here. And so like you build like 8 of them in base, and then the rest you leave up to as you go. And so that will help you get through this stuff in storage, because at the moment you're producing like about exactly as much as you need to use up all the resources that you're producing, but you're not producing enough energy to also use the stuff that's in storage. And so if you just build those wind generators earlier and the metal extractors later, that'll just help you balance that out a little bit, and you'll be closer to metal and energy zero.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is there a reason?
Something that I like to do, if my commander has to build energy when he's walking, I prefer to do solars, mostly because they're more durable and LLTs can shoot over them better than wind. So it just works out better. Like if you build winds out in the middle of the field, they're pretty easy to take out and they block part of your LLT firing range. So you have to like consider that when you're building them. Whereas like a solar could potentially be like a partial wall to a mechs or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially in this situation, your wind's low, you're stalling energy. This is going to slow down your factory unit production to build this. So building a solar would have allowed everything here to be faster, would have got you the energy faster, and then allowed you to move on and get more metal, which starts to pay back for the amount of metal you spent on the wind generator.
You can also just make a resbot too to start.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, or
I
be
could
smart,
have
make a
this
red
game. I
spot.
wasn't
Thank
being
you.
pushed because I wasn't being pushed as much.
Yeah.
it's like 110 metal for an A solar, basically.
I did eventually make red spots when we had like 1k metal on the ground, the big brawl near the front of your base.
Resbots would have also been useful to help you repair your rocket bots and allowed you to take your commander and spend more time shooting things rather than repairing things, or both. Because your commander has a gun, use it. Smoothweed, what I said about the storage, the thing in mind is how your metal is now at 0 and your energy is floating. If you didn't have this storage, you could keep building and build more stuff.
That's the solar one?
I say again?
Is that the energy one?
Yeah, the energy storage. You'd have had 170 extra metal, and you'd have still had enough energy to use the metal. So generally speaking, I'd highly recommend you avoid building storage until later in the game when you have like a lot more wind generation.
That's a really early nano turret.
Yes. Especially on a map with very little starting metal, you only start with the 2 metal extractors. You can do a 3 metal extractor start, like drop a laser tower like there, which kind of defends that metal extractor, and then you go for the factory and the con turret, and that's healthier in terms of eco, but it's still very tight and takes a lot of time when units can just get across the base, hit your metal extractor and stuff like that. So I'd strongly recommend depending on construction bots initially on this map. Yeah. And there's a ton more that I could talk about, but with this raid here, Nixha, firstly, you're not looking at it. Make sure you do look at it. It's really important to look at it. And especially when it's in his base, there's so much damage you can do if you just pay attention. Game could have been over here. Yeah. The other thing is, if you do lose your ticks for vision, build another tick so that you can come and see. These can only see out to like here. A tick would have been able to see not quite that far. A tick would have been able to see like out to something like this line, which is like crazy additional vision. You'd be able to see the laser tower probably. And then you just move over slightly, you can see entire base. Yeah, but you can like keep track of things better. And in the case that you hadn't yet seen the laser tower. Also, what's most present on my mind is seeing his units, any units coming out, and then making a plan for how you're going to attack this base. Already, I would have a plan on this base, and I'd probably have queued it out. 1 waypoint there to kill this metal extractor, probably send only 1 pawn over there. The other pawns come straight over here, hit this metal extractor, because you can just skirt around the outside of the laser tower range.
Yeah,
hit that metal extractor.
If you'll roll the... If you roll the video, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I would already have queued it. Rather than like a queue point waypoint out here, I'd send one over there, and then the rest would already be queued over here. Hit this, hit construction turret, hit wind generators, game over. But what we see instead is we spend a bunch of time, we kill the constructor, where we don't really need to kill the constructor so much because it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing much for it to build. Also, if you just ran past it this way, you'd probably have enough time to kill it anyway. Plus, you're going to kill all his resources, so he's not going to have any...
Are you looking at LLT range? I feel like that was inside the range of the what you're proposing was inside LLT range.
Eventually, like once you get over here, but also remember, this laser tower can't really shoot very well through this gap. If you come especially through there, should be able to kill all those before the laser tower starts shooting at you. But again, if you just come around here, skirt around here, one kills that, the rest come around here, and then yeah, you kill that. Because we see you've taken a bunch of time, you've paused there and taken time to kill that. You don't want to take that time. You pause here and kill the solar collector. Solar collector is really slow to destroy. So yeah, you kill the wind generators, and then at this moment, I think you come around here and then end up getting degunned by the commander. This is the moment you run straight in here. And that's the biggest difference.
I just wasn't tracking LLT being blocked, so I was just skirting the LLT, seeing what I could kill from outside its nominal range, and didn't realize it was blocked off like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I could have just game ended.
Yeah.
As it was, I ran around. What was I doing? What? And then I stopped paying attention to it.
Yes, and you get degunned. And you can...
I queued something else, and I get degunned.
Yeah, and let's see what you queue. You queue a few more units over. What you gained by queuing... Yeah, it's not worth it compared to what you lost for it. Because those are units you'll have over there eventually. The 5 points you had right then and could have done a ton of damage.
Then one small reminder, that raiding party that had just gotten degunned, they were standing real close to the buildings they were destroying, and so they were taking a lot of free damage, where they essentially walked in there and damaged themselves standing next to the building.
Yeah.
And you just really want to try to avoid that with your raiding parties, because they're in deep. Like, any damage they take is a big deal, because you want them to find a lot of value. So, I mean, use fight command or just manually target things so they only walk up to like the end of their range or something like that, but try and avoid the explosion damage from buildings.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I reviewed a replay the other day where someone walked an army in to an undefended base and lost his entire army just on... Well, not entire... There were a couple defending units, but pretty much purely building explosion. He could have destroyed 2 whole bases and had units left over, but he didn't even destroy the one because of building explosions. If you want to see... This is the explosion radius of wind turbine. The construction turret basically does no damage, so ignore that. On a mechs, the inner one is the natural death explosion. The outer one is your self-destruct explosion. And it only has a short timer, so a lot of players will use that to deal more damage. Your laser tower also has a large death explosion and a large self-destruct explosion. Factory, same, that's even bigger. And so that's one of the reasons you don't want to destroy the factory or at the start, because you're going to lose a bunch of units destroying the factory and be less able to destroy everything else.
Doesn't matter how good if he's factory, not if he has no energy and no metal.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's what I was saying about the constructor earlier too. Doesn't matter if he has a constructor if he has no metal and energy. Yeah. And You were asking about what do I do now? You see laser towers, you build something heavier. You can go Centurions. My general knee-jerk reaction to laser towers is Rocketeer. They're also faster across the map than your Centurion and Mace, which means they'll be able to start doing damage faster. It's
I
only a
just really
small
like
speed.
having one Centurion
Yeah. Yeah.
to support. I feel like that went really well for me.
Yes. It was definitely very useful in this game. And I liked it was good to see. In terms of time crossing the map, it's not a huge difference. 47 seconds for the Rocketeer, 51 for the Mace, or 52 for the Mace, and 53 and a bit for the Centurion.
Centurion isn't my response to laser turrets. It's the way I support my Rocketeers to make sure they don't get run over by spam.
Yeah. Your commander and...
Because I've had too many times like pawns show up, they just kill my Rocketeer. They just run circles around my Rocketeer.
Your commander and LLTs...
Shuts it down.
Sorry, what was that?
Centurion's it's like a miniature commander.
Yes.
It kind of shuts down a lot of shenanigans.
I'd often, especially in a more static front like this, go for laser towers, but a Centurion is a great option for that too. I honestly wouldn't know if Centurion is necessarily worse than what I do. I'd imagine it's very comparable, and it was very useful through this game, so I'd say keep doing it.
I guess the main thing is the Centurion kept having that, like the light laser turrets.
Yes.
He had just got killed by.
Yeah.
Rocketeers. Just the Centurion can stay useful the entire for a very long time.
Laser towers are also very cheap. They also do, in some ways, if you build them in a deliberate pattern, they can get ongoing value. Like, you deliberately build laser towers in, like, this sort of line. It builds a line that closes off the map. You can it has its drawbacks. Yes, it can't move around, and so it's definitely a trade-off. And if Centurion works for you, definitely keep doing it. I'd only change if you notice that, oh, it's costing me too much to build it, oh, it's taking too long to get across the map, something like that. And if it's neither of those two things, then keep doing it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was a mistake when I pulled my pawns over later to attack his Rocketeer to try to...
I think let's watch that in a bit. I'd probably point out I usually build a radar probably somewhere around here in order to spot this.
Yeah.
I think you lost a constructor or two trying to build at the mechs over there. Yeah. Not a huge thing in this game, but it can be big in other games. Probably also worth noting that your commander and Centurion can totally just walk around the laser towers. You don't even have to build laser towers and stuff. Especially because you've got the pawns over here. You move these over here. That opens up more space for these pawns to do something, because it probably encourages his commander to move away and go deal with your commander. So just keep moving and applying pressure. These pawns, even in this situation, you can see the commander, you can see where everything is. It's probably like, I wouldn't necessarily commit to going in over there, but especially when his units move over there, just come over here a little bit. Just pressure. You've got his wind generators over here that are really vulnerable, probably pressures him to come back. You can respond to that pressure again by walking around. If he moves his commander up, then you can respond to that pressure by just moving back over here. If he doesn't respond to that pressure, then you just get in the back again. So you can be a little bit more active and proactive with your army here. Smoothly, if is still there. These could continue pushing, and if you take advantage of that, then that's, yeah, there we go. Could have done that earlier, but
Oh, he had a really nasty
yeah,
ball of units at one point. I was
yes,
very afraid of, but
yeah,
I ecoed him.
yeah. And also, Nixha, you have just pulled in units over here. You know how your game plan is to defend this way, push units this way. Be ready to flip that
Mostly, I
any.
was thinking I really wanted to area max that entire half of the map and suddenly have all the
Okay.
economy in the world. So I was kind of. I think I had a contour queued on all those mexes.
Yeah.
I was just wanted to hold that and get the economic advantage.
Yeah, yeah. Counterpoint. You have all this army, and his army is already mostly pinned here. He can't really attack here. Maybe you could leave like half that army there, but it was already enough to stop him from attacking. That's when this situation where you know the commander's here. You have seen like you've seen one laser tower, you haven't seen the other, but you could have if you'd have scouted with a tick. That's when I start thinking, okay, this is when my game plan flips. This is my defend lane. This is my attack lane. Because this is his defend lane, I don't want to attack through his defend lane. He's left this one completely open. Again, you could check that with a tick to find out. He's left that one completely open. All these come up and go over there. That also kind of makes them closer to your army over there, so these can come and follow them in and help out.
Yep.
Cool. Factory waypoint. This waypoint could just be up here, and that would get them moving faster. I talked about these constructors before, reclaiming the metal extractors. Because you don't have metal to spend, so go get some more mexes with them. Smoothweed, in terms of assessing how useful and necessary additional defenses over here are, I'd probably say his not attacking is one measure. The other measure is he can just go around. So you don't want to stack up things in an area where he can just go around.
I want to be honest, I never knew that existed until you just showed it to me.
These pawns here.
I know his lightning turret, his
his
pop-up
lightning
turret.
turret. Yeah.
It never did anything. I didn't even know it existed.
The thing's gas too, bro.
Yeah, because like already with the 2 laser towers and commander there, I'd be saying it's like, hey, just send your army around. Don't engage over there. So that's when you want to think about building something somewhere else. Personally, if I knew these were here, I would possibly either just continue pushing as hard as I can down mid, because that's where your big advantage is, or I would, if this stalls out, consider grabbing these units over here, bringing my commander, bringing a couple centurions to kill the pawns, and just pushing hard through here, and then start building laser towers over this side. Because again, it's like Nixha has this commander here, this is kind of a defensive lane, so you kind of want to go, it's like, okay, maybe I can push through here instead, because that's this open lane. And again, with scouts, you might discover his laser towers over here, and then you'd go, it's like, I don't want to push over there. Too few mexes, too many defenses, not worth it.
I have a question. Those
Yeah, that's the pawn
Pop
push
up.
that I think was completely unnecessary. I think was a major mistake.
The only mistake you made was engaging the commander.
no,
Slightly
but,
more optimal if you could have
MasterBel2
gone over here in the gap, but yeah. Yeah, question?
Yeah, those pop-up lightning turrets.
Yeah.
If they are on hold fire and they don't see that it pops up, like they don't get that information, does it just appear as a wall to them? Like even if they try and click on it?
I believe so.
I've never tested.
That's worth testing.
I just don't know if you can hide the fact.
I believe you can, yeah. I could watch more of this replay, but I
Alright.
think I'm gonna leave it here. I'd just be repeating myself about like or okay, no, there's one thing I did want to say. It's like these are like behind each other like that. So at least those three can't fire at your enemy. Just spread it out like this. Plenty of ability to fire. If the line is too tight, they'll just bunch up even though you've drawn a line. So just spread them out. You'll do more
And they
damage.
take splash.
Say again?
And they take splash.
Yes. Let's see. That red circle is like how much damage it does, so you can see that red circle is big enough to touch multiple of your Rocketeer. So each shot of this, if we slow it down, we might even be able to see it. Each shot is going to damage multiple. I don't know if you could see that, but 1, 2, 3 got damaged by that one shot.
Considering you have the advantage, bunching up your troops like that just gives your enemy a win condition in that fight. They can get efficient trades, and you're in line for a D-gun or something like that. Or even a mine. Like if your opponent is using mines, bunching up your troops, you'll lose half of them to one. Just want to be spread out as possible all the time. It's a really good habit.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's run one 2v2 and I'll give it a review, and then I think that'll be it for me today.
Sounds good.
Nixha, can you change team size too?
You are.
Can I do it from boss? I thought I couldn't do that if I was boss. Oh well.
I did it.
Thank you.
I did it. I did it. It's done.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh, yes, this is the most balanced matchup right now. Let's do this.
Alright. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay.
Map.
I think you should just go to like Canis or Crack. Very straightforward maps. I actually think Horus is pretty technical because there's like chokes, but they're not really chokes, and
I just like that it's small. Canis. It's not that small. It's only slightly smaller than Canis. And what was the other one you suggested?
Crack. I just Crack, or however you say it.
Oh yes.
I think I'll go with Horus. One of the big things I like about Horus is that it can actually play as a team map, because you don't have blockages between the two lanes, and that's especially important for like your 2v2. Alrighty.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Good luck, guys. I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Please choose your starting
So
location.
Nixha, your game plan on this map is very similar to your game plan on Horus. If you're someone like, I'll start in the middle and give you a side. If I'm in the middle, generally what I'll do is I'll push my commander forward, and like I've kind of got a defend, push commander, push army kind of a thing going on here. You can kind of do something similar to that where you like push commander, push faster units, but it tends to bog down into more of a you push commander and army into this lane here, and then you push and then you defend this side just to close this off. And And then if you want to push more mobile units, then you're sending them through the gaps around there.
Okay.
This is generally more of a bots map. Bots can go over most of these hills. So you still see a hill, just assume units can go through there.
Yep. I actually know. I actually use F6 pretty regularly. So
Nice.
Ooh, interesting geothermals.
Battle started.
This is another map
Very
where
weird locations.
you generally don't see the geothermals built in most games. You might see it if it gets to T2 stage, but that's not particularly common on this map.
In my experience, the one behind the center player gets built most of the time. The one on the side is a little iffy. Seen it, but not so much. But the one behind you, pretty often
Yeah.
I see that one getting taken, actually.
Yeah. I'd probably agree with that. A lot of pattern.
Going for wind because it's pretty
I'd agree.
crappy wind right now. Right. So I push an army here and maybe another army here-ish, depending on how much you take that.
Yeah.
You're low on power.
I messed up my queue and stored energy, and now I have to build a solar.
Enjoy. I did something very similar.
This has got to be the most abysmal wind I've ever seen on this map.
Dude, this is atrocious.
Yeah.
Got a lot of choke points that aren't really choke points.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, buddy.
They do slow down the unit, so it does play a little bit like a choke point. Okay, they've started on opposite sides.
Main issue with those hills is radar coverage. Things can sneak up on you, hide back there,
Yeah.
etc.
It actually
Actually
benefits
really
the attacker,
frustrating.
which is pretty much the opposite of what every other.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
It actually benefits the attacker, which is the opposite of what choke point would do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't quite get that
very
off.
annoying.
No. I
It's very
almost killed
difficult when
that
they
next.
abuse that.
Bill, are you aware of our current situation? Just our current situation in there. I'm not sure what those are, but I don't like them.
They're just pawns. They're heading over towards you though.
No. Well, I'm being carved like Christmas goose right now.
Yeah. I think a radar would have helped with that, to be honest. You're in a
I
pretty
knew where they
alright.
were. That wasn't the problem.
Okay. Just keeping up with their
Radar
movement.
lost.
The problem was keeping up with it was me not being so used to micro this many fronts and all that. Right.
Honestly, I'm struggling a bit with it too.
I
Oh, we've got units coming through here.
yeah. Oh, this is a fun situation. You handle that red leak there, or you?
I have,
Trouble.
actually. I didn't think I would, but
Good.
I managed it.
Yep. Oh, were they stream sniping us? Is that what was happening here?
I mean, they're
Right.
pretty quick on that alt tab if they are.
Well, never doubt their capabilities.
Need power.
Although maybe they windowed bar. I don't know. It's pretty lame
Just
if they
have
are
just have
cheating like
just
that.
have another monitor.
Do that.
What?
Well, let's just hope they're cool and they didn't cheat.
They probably didn't. They're pretty cool. All right. Yeah. Things not going well here.
Same.
Oh, that's a very nicely positioned LLT.
When I'm
Not
on
a
the
fan of
front, I like to keep pawns and grunts that can't fight rocket bots and LLTs like in the back, just so I don't accidentally pull them and they're not taking shots. Because unless you're like you see a reason like something's coming at you or you're pushing them around, they should
Well,
just be
I
out
screwed
of
up
the
my
way.
energy economy pretty bad. Because I was busy desperately microwing in an attempt to not die to rocket bots on the front.
All right, you'll get it. You'll be
But
able
the
to
problem
balance
is I screwed up my economy and I'm now overflowing metal. MasterBel, enjoy your free metal. I hope you put it to better use than I put mine. Oh, yeah, just... Just gotta ignore that. I don't have time to deal with that malarkey. That's a... Oh yeah, you have a very... It's a beautifully positioned LLT, because I cannot get vision on it, no matter what I do.
I'm not watching. Why is the fucking stream quality so low? 280p.
Dunno.
Oh, all the new wind I just built. Something happens to it.
Oh,
Bam.
Alright. This is just...
I am so out
Red
of
is
practice.
just
it's
red
not
is just
even
in my
funny.
business. I'm just dead. I'm just so dead here.
Yeah.
I noticed your base is now middle, MasterBel.
Yep.
You've just transitioned.
Lost.
That's probably not a good sign.
No.
For the sake of time, I'm gonna ask you that you guys resign.
No.
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 All
No.
right.
What am I
I
watching?
still,
in the
as long as
stream?
I have thugs. Thugs
Why?
forever.
Bugs.
Look, I got a lot of thugs, man. It's not enough thugs, but it's a lot of thugs.
I'm watching
This
gameplay and
LLT
I
here
have
is so
no idea what the
beautifully
fuck is
positioned.
even happening.
I can't get vision on it to save my life. No matter what I do, I just don't get vision.
No matter what I do.
An allied commander.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's dead.
The team is down to its last commander.
There's this one LT you have on the hill that is just the bane of my existence.
Just ignore it, go around. You
can't-
don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, dude, just go
I
around it.
I got
That's
that.
professional
It's just
doing it.
preventing. It's just giving them a really nice angle to attack me from.
Yeah.
One I can't do a whole lot about.
Cursed to low wind speed.
Story of my life, man.
Lons, you're so funny, dude.
Oh, something happened to my con turrets. That explains why I'm floating resource. Why I suddenly don't have any ability to produce anything. Master, are you just microing that one mace? Is that your entire life right now?
I've got a couple constructors
Yeah, it
as
is.
well. No, don't die. There's a light on.
Did you lose like the one thing you had?
Yep.
Oh, one thing.
What's amazing
I see
is that
so
he's
many
building
almost
this without
dead.
stalling.
Almost dead rocket bots. I just want them to. I just want to finish them off, please. All right, that's
Oh.
the curtains for kiddies.
Don't overmake the build power, then you'll spend the metal too
I
fast.
had one flipping con turret the entire game, and you destroyed it. And then I made
I'm
another
talking-
one.
I'm talking about lounge.
All right, so I'm gonna. All right, so my base is
You're low on
dead,
power.
but I still have thugs.
No,
As
those
long as I
are-
have thugs, I
As
shall
long as
never
I have
give
a
up.
million thugs, I should be
As
fine.
long as I have an unreasonable number of thugs. You know what else I
There's never an
have?
unreasonable
A
number.
new
That's
lab
the
to
point.
produce more thugs. Because you
The
killed
only
my
time
old
that the amount of thugs is unreasonable is when you don't have enough.
one. Yeah. I hate this one LLT. It's still causing problems for me.
An allied commander
All right.
has died.
Now you can see that he's building an Apis.
Battle.
Wait,
ended.
what?
Who was complaining about wasting time?
Well, what? I love wasting time. What else am I gonna do with my life?
You actually was?
Let's load up that replay.
Yep.
What do I want to do? Spend my time wisely?
That would be wise.
Yeah.
I would. Probably why I'm not gonna do it, bitch.
That's up to
Damn.
you.
I'm not even in this game. I'm just saying some funny shit.
Right.
That's the method, bro.
Alright. Yeah, I can clip the replay for you.
Yeah, we have
Battle
fuck all
started.
action.
I mean, Bell, all I'm going to say is I lasted longer than you did.
You did.
Though I get the idea it was
did.
kind of because you were in the middle being 2v1, and I was just off to the side.
Sorta.
occasionally
I also played really
Oh my
poorly, I
god.
think.
Dude, I'm doing a scenario right now and just watched a pawn 1v1 a missile truck and win.
Dude, it happens.
Yeah, totally.
Pawns and grunts can 1v1 most things if you micro enough.
It was just holding still. It was just holding still. They weren't even
Wait,
doing
what?
anything.
What?
They weren't
what?
dodging. It was one pawn versus a thrasher and it won.
That's just absurd. No, but
That is
if you
insane.
if you micro, you can 1v1 most things.
Nope, wasn't even micro. Wasn't
But
even
if
micro.
you can't micro, that's
managed.
absurd.
I need blitzes.
Let's see. It was
Okay,
actually
get
pushed a
over
little.
here, and can you make
I
some of these?
missed what happened over here, but looks like you killed like a pawn and a mech.
You didn't.
Not quite killed the mechs
Construction
with the
fucking-
grind.
I almost killed so many dang things. It was a good run, and I almost
Okay.
pulled it off.
So something I'm seeing here is that you did a lot of damage to this and this and this.
I mean, I was.
Do you
I
know
was
about
just
set
running,
target?
being chased by.
Do you know about set target?
Yes, I know about set target. I knew about set target. I had set target, and then something, and then it between. I was running for my life at
Okay.
like 1 hit point, being chased by 2 pawns. If I'd
Okay.
stopped for a second, they would have killed me.
Because my gut feeling, seeing the 77% on the solar, is that you fired too much at the solar before you hit the max.
No, that was coming in on the solar before I could see the man. Before I was within range. Of the
Okay.
man.
Okay. Fair. The other thing I might say is probably just head away from the base, because closer to the base they'll have more stuff to stop you.
Mm-hmm. If you see the thing, he had 2 pawns just directly behind me, and I
Yeah.
was mostly dead from the original fight. I was just.
Yeah.
It was still. I mean, it was still a good trade technically. I killed a pawn for a grunt, and I messed him. I kept him, made him pull back a little bit. But
Yeah.
then they did like 20 raids that were better than that one.
Yeah. Alright. Something I'm seeing here is we have your grunts in one lane and your commander in another lane.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of what's going on here. You're just
My
covering
comm
less
is
of the
coming
map.
up. He's just not up yet.
Right. So something you could do in the meantime is send your grunts more this way, hold over there, block that from units coming through. Or again through the middle, and then you can put up a radar with your commander. Even a radar over here, or you could pop one on the hill or something like that. Will just get you vision in this area, and if any units are coming through. You have some amount of vision, like defense the laser tower there, and so this is kind of your defend lane. The other thing that's sort of defensive about this lane is A, there's nothing for him to kill over here. B, you have your constructors in your factory here. So if you do have radar and can spot something coming, you can just build up a defensive line here with your factory, just popping units there, and you're defended, you're fine. But if units come trickling through like here, because these grunts could have been over here, stopped them, instead I'm worrying about these and not worrying about the fact that I've got ticks in my base. That is partly a waypoint issue. I could totally have had pawns stationed around there, or a laser tower or something. But yeah, if you had just closed that off with your grunts, then I wouldn't have had to worry about that, and would have both been in a better position.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about.
Hey,
I'm gonna
Bell,
be
can
real.
you hop out of the game queue? And then anyone else who isn't
Oh,
playing,
yeah.
'cause it seems like they want to start one in this lobby.
Alrighty.
I might be able to join you guys. I just tried to do a scenario and I fucking lost instantly because they have tier 2 by 2 minutes in. Somehow.
What scenario is this?
A helping hand.
Oh, I know that one.
Who said they didn't know what I was on about?
Lobby.
Who
What's the name of the lobby you guys are in?
We're no longer in a lobby because
yeah.
we left.
I'm sharing my screen as I review the replay we just played.
You guys could like play a game and you guys can see what the fuck I'm doing wrong, because I just get overwhelmed and mogged on. I could have like 18 metal producers and somehow I would still not have enough metal to produce a pawn.
Maybe we can do that next. I just finish going through this replay first.
Possibly after this, I gotta go to bed. So.
Alright, because you can also pop a replay in Academy chat. Are you familiar with that? The Academy?
Yes, I've been doing that.
No, the one who's talking about the scenario. Was that Dupes?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a replay you'd like reviewed, you can create a thread in the Academy chat channel, and then we can go over the replay for that.
Yeah, but the replay just shows me getting my ass kicked instantly. I don't really know how I can improve off of that.
Well, the mentors in the Academy will be able to help you with that. There's tons of stuff they can teach you.
Like, play a game and get my hand held, you know what I mean? Figure out the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. Either way, that's a later thing. We're currently working on a replay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nixha, you understand with the
I understand controls and shit. But
yeah.
like...
And so that's similar to what they're doing. It's like Cookie has his commander in this lane. He has his pawns over here. Jinxa has his commander here. He has his pawns going through that. So that's what they're doing as well. That's also what I was sort of trying to do. I had my pawns over here because that was the empty lane, but then I saw this coming through and so I moved over here. I abandoned this one too much. Probably could have defended it, but that's the idea.
Oh, I thought that was them upstairs.
I'm just thinking, with our asymmetric
Yeah.
starting spots, we should have
lobby
been
are
able
you
to
guys in?
pressure red really hard.
Sort of. I probably have to get like a
what's the
solid
figure of bottom?
situation before we can
what
do that.
advantage do we gain from you starting middle?
So we do gain an advantage for me being able to pressure both of them. But in order for us to do that, we first have to keep their pressure away. And that's not something we're doing particularly well. I've got my army too scattered over here. I'm not really building enough units out of my factory. Partly because I'm down on build power. But I haven't got my units in position to stop this, where I do more or less have the army to stop it, and I probably had the time, but again, I'm running back and forward, trying to close the gap. Probably could have afforded to play more defensively with my commander, then dropped laser towers along the way, and turned that more into a defensive lane so that he can't just kill this in the radar tower so easily. Responded to the fact that you weren't responding to the pressure particularly well, but yeah. Radar, you can establish a radar to see the raids coming, especially if you get one up here. You can also have a scout up there just for vision. Then you have your units in the middle lane to help defend me. Because that's the other thing, it's much harder for them to defend raids coming through there just because it's a bigger gap. But then they also don't really have to defend raids on the side so much, so. But yeah. And so that's very much a thing that you won't have to deal with on maps like Isthmus, dealing with raids coming in and trying to handle multiple fronts with your units. Factories idle. You can also afford more build power. Hopefully in a situation like this where you're feeling somewhat solid, you do have the army and sort of area under control, then you can start adding up a couple constructors, because you have built a couple additional metal extractors that you can use. Commander, also keep the commander doing stuff. This is a great time to make this your blocked off lane by heading the commander over there, getting the metal extractors and a few laser towers down. Is my audio out again? I think my audio died again.
No, your audio is fine.
Okay, no one was talking.
No, we weren't talking.
Okay. Alright.
Continue.
What's the name of the lobby you guys are in? You guys haven't
We're
told me.
not
I've asked like 7 times.
No one is in the lobby at this point.
Sorry, I
Yes,
changed
I'm
it to Small Team Gaming because they were trying to run more games
Said
in
you
there.
guys were in one, so I was really confused. And someone was saying if they're really quiet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear you ask.
And then, again, I think this is a good time for... I mean, there's still a lot of raids happening, but it's a good time to at least start putting down rocket bots to hit the laser towers. As we see, that's exactly what Jinx has done. He's seen your front line. He's gone for the rocket bots to deal with your laser towers. There is some leeway in choosing rocket bots versus thugs. Generally, I'd advise rocket bots. But then rather than continuing to build grunts, you want to at least build something that can start taking advantage of these laser towers here. I also needed more ticks so I can deal with these ticks. Yeah.
I got a really brief replay. I could probably just show it. Time unknown. How do I send the replay?
Do you have the replay file?
I don't know how to get that.
Um,
Kind of what I'm asking for. How to get.
yeah. So, the buttons sit only in dev mode. So you can go into your, do you know how to find your data directory?
No.
That's
I
something
do
to
not.
go and ask in the Academy channel for. They'll be able to direct you with that. There's, I think there's like a shortcut text that's pretty good for it.
Just pull up a replay.
I'm just watching the AI, watching them do my job significantly better.
Do you think you could talk about that in a different chat so we can continue focusing on this replay?
Okay.
Thank you. So Nixha, again with the lanes and the laser towers and the moving through. This is another example. You've moved your runs over here into the defend lane with your laser towers. They can't really do anything there.
To the right and up towards where your commander is, kind of towards where your commander is.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hindsight is 20/20 vision. But
yeah, that's why we do these practices and the reviews. Because once you start seeing it in the reviews, then you'll be able to see it in the games as well. Oh, you have moved your comma over here. This is awesome. Yep. Definitely get those laser towers.
There's a very funny little moment here, you know.
Yeah. At least finish that laser tower first. But yeah.
I think actually I think I screw up and I abandoned that laser tower, which is stupid of me. I wasn't paying attention.
And then it just dies to a run by. Because again, it's like this is your defense.
That entire
this is your commander.
No. I need to learn about distributing force and dealing with all these fronts. It's I think my main weakness right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is my inability to deal with a bazillion like more than one or two fronts.
Well, it's really that simple idea that I've been telling you. It's that you have a defended lane where eventually you'll want a constructor to come up here, maybe. Sometimes just having 2 laser towers there the entire game is enough, and then you just bring your commander back over here. Then you have your push lane or your fast units lane over here. And like this lane will generally turn into an artillery lane eventually, because your artillery works great with your commander. Then you'll keep fast units over here probably. It eventually might get towers built and turn into a second defend lane. But for the time being, this is your fast units and where they're covering the ground. Eventually, maybe if I could have kept my commander walking over here, he could have come over here already and started closing up that lane so that you can stop worrying about fast units and just focus on your slow units. But then your fast units can keep raiding through there, so you don't want to stop your fast units until he's also got defenses on his side too. What did you just say?
Yeah, we could have pressured red pretty hard if we kind of hemmed him in there. You'd probably start messing with his flank.
Yeah. And of course, to do that, I'd have needed to deal with this, which I'm in a pretty good position to do, actually, if I'd have kept going with pawns. In fact, he's lost so many pawns that there's a real opportunity that I could just swing in here, especially if I have help from you. But that's... I've done a lot of things wrong to be able to do that. Probably should have done a res bot for these, actually, rather than reclaiming. Anyway. Definitely could have used more ticks over here, too, to, like, raid these, but I was...
That was a wide open attack lane for us, and neither of us utilized it in any way.
Well, because we weren't defending ourselves properly. Like, if all we had done is how we would have been able to do that is you just meet him there, get a unit advantage, and then push him back, and then you can raid through. And that's all you need to do. Yeah. Yeah, in terms of overall, you're in a pretty good position. Something I definitely would say, this constructor, definitely don't queue him there and then nothing after. If you queue this, bring him back. Or bring him over to something else and then bring him back or something. Don't just let his queue just stop and die. Especially in this situation, I definitely wouldn't build this construction turret on its own. Because, like, if you think about it, it takes this constructor... Oh, where's my calculator?
Isn't it like 40 seconds?
Oh, it's worse than that. It's 5,300. It's a good 63 seconds to build this. In which case, it's not just
2 cons on it.
Definitely, that would halve that to 30. To be honest, I personally do 3 cons before I build a construction turret, or I use my commander to assist the construction turret. Because that brings it down to 20 seconds, which is a huge saving. Because it's not just that your construction turret is going to sit here for, like, on average, you've got about 100, sometimes more metal, sitting there doing nothing because it's waiting for the rest of the metal to be built. You've also got these units coming out of the factory are spending extra time not being built. Because you're spending time building the build power instead, which makes which is a lot of lost time in unbuilt units. So generally speaking, I'd assist the factory to build 2 constructors out of the factory, and then get all 3 of them building the construction turret. But in this sort of a situation where you're down on units, I'd be really careful about spending too long not building units. So part of the idea is, like, build your additional constructors earlier so that you're not getting into a situation where you have 1,400 units. Part of that's a map familiarity thing, but also is what I said, you build more metal extractors, so you build more constructors. And just keep that in mind.
I try to build 1 con for every mechs expansion. Like, everything I can anticipate. Like, 1 con goes this way, I can grab these mexes. 1 con can go this way, grab these mexes, and then the geo. This con grabs this mex and then goes to front to assist my commander with good static or construction turrets. And then, like, 1 more to scale energy.
Yeah.
And then, you know, try and have a construction turret up before you start scaling energy. At least for real.
That's a very good way to think about it. I was a bit clueless at what to do here. Honestly, those thugs should have just sat back here and fought this army.
Who are you spectating there that has like a full bar of metal? Is that
Nixha?
Like, that'd be one big deal too.
No, I mentioned it in game. I'm like, I messed up my economy.
Yeah. It's that lost metal.
I mean, it wasn't lost. It was sent to Bell, but like the
some of
time
it.
lost.
The amount
that momentum
Yeah.
Idle metal has lost momentum in this game, man. That's one of the big things I've learned.
Yeah. Because, like, imagine if that 1,400 metal was 10
more
rocket
thugs
bots
up there. Fuck, man.
Oh, yeah, 10 more thugs.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, not that you've really had the energy for it, because that's the other thing you've forgotten to do.
No,
you've forgotten to scale your energy as you go.
Overbuilt my metal, and it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. So either the expansion constructor needs to add on energy as he goes, or what I generally advise is you have 1 constructor expanding, you have 1 constructor building energy in your base. Just 1 for 1. Honestly, once I had the Ford factory up here, these should have simply just started building laser towers defending this area, rather than trying to continue building out of factories and really competing for resources with the forward factory. Yeah.
You guys just do like a 2v2 or something then, or?
It was a 2v2 game that they just played.
Here's where I lose my expansion, my little left expansion, because he just pours 5 pawns into it.
Yeah.
And then it comes down there, and I think he kills on my way. I think that push gets him.
Yeah.
Which
well,
is just...
because here's a couple of things I can demonstrate. Like, if we keep track of this thug, and then also note all these resources here, these constructors here, and this laser tower. Like, keep in mind this laser tower can't fire because of where you built your wind generators. They could be built back here or something in a safer location. But it's like we just speed up until he comes down here into the base, right? He comes into the base with 2 pawns. This was the thug that I had selected at the start. You've built these 3. If you just send, instead of sending these up there, you just, when these died, you send the factory waypoint over here or something like that. They just die. Also, if these wind generators are back here, they just die. Also, you see those coming in, and it's like, my base is pretty much done. But if like you're worried about your pace, again, you set the factory waypoint right here. They come in, you have the army you need to stop them. Unfortunately, you don't really have the army to also hold the front at the same time, so you would have to fall back just until like I can support you up here. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. You had what you needed to defend this space. And this is why it's like, this is kind of a defend lane. Even if you lose that, you've got plenty of time before it gets close enough to kill anything else.
Yep. And of course, I screw that terribly up and I lose my base.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. 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 And then, like, you've seen these units coming. Maybe you've gotten that they're coming in.
I don't have the force to stop them, I don't think.
Well, no, you totally do. Like, if you just leave this at base, or you get these constructors and build a couple laser towers, that gets stopped in its tracks. Yeah.
Actually, it did get stopped. I take it back. I stopped it. It just dealt so much. I just took so much damage.
Yeah. But if you think about, like, if you had responded just a little bit better, maybe it wouldn't have dealt so much damage. You were very close to it doing no damage at all.
Is here where you die?
Yeah. And it's a pretty dire situation at this point, so there's not much anyone can do. But you can still think, like, if he's moved his entire army over there to go fight me, perfect opportunity for you to just drive through. He's got nothing to stop you anymore. Stop worrying about this laser tower. Also, if you are trying to kill that laser tower, yeah, wow, that's rough on the vision.
No, it sucked. I couldn't see it ever. I never laid eyes at it on it. It just appeared, and it didn't really stop me, but it kind of let him walk things in that little gap. I had put all my units on the left side of that canyon, and
yeah,
it just messed up my movement a lot.
Bring your commander up here, walk it along the hill, get to the peak, and you can degun it without it shooting you.
Yeah, I don't think I realized that was possible, which was a mistake.
Yeah. That's why we review.
Yep.
Not even that. Like, if you're fighting those sentry turrets are like complete shit, right? You have your commander with one thug. That one thug can kill it without dying at all. Like, your commander will heal your thug up and shit too. That's something I've done a lot.
Well, part of the issue is like he can't really fire, but you might be able to like target on the ground there.
I had Rocketeers right outside of where it was. I just couldn't get a beat on.
Yeah, well, you can like either manually attack ground or just set target on the ground and walk into range and just fire at it and it'll die. But ideally, I could have like stayed alive over here, pardon me, and given you vision of it as well.
It wasn't the major issue. It was just an annoyance that messed me up slightly.
Yeah.
And
Also, in terms of like defend lane, you've got a similar mechanic over here where it's like, you see, there's no defenses there, so you can just push units through. But pay attention to like how many pawns are coming through this section of the map. If anything so much as crosses this hill, you have like, what, 8 pawns at least of defense that are gonna meet your army like here. So maybe you kill one max and then you're stopped. And then even more coming out of the factory. And so that's part of the reason why anything like that lane across the side of the map gets considered like a very defensive lane. Because the factory is really a very strong defensive power on that lane. Alrighty. That's about it for the replay. One more thing. I noticed a few times. You get in range of his Rocketeer and you're dealing damage to him, but just as you get in range, then you just pull back out of range. It's something I used to do a lot too. I don't know why I do it, but it's a bad habit. But if you get in range, stay in range. Just keep firing at him. Just walk him down.
Yeah, I mean the Thug versus Rocketeer matchup. If I'm in
It's
on
true.
Toast, I should.
Yeah. You can definitely get value out of it, and plenty of situations there where you did get in range and could have just killed him. But you need to be on point with that.
So right there too, it looks like you guys are already kind of like the game's dead.
Yeah.
But you build I think you build a vehicle turret right there in the front. That should be back maybe a little bit more because you don't really have a good front there. But again, the game's already over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
micro
that's an
optimization
easy
just built it
snipe out
there.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright.
Destroyed.
GG. I'd love to play another one, but that's all the time I have for it today.
That's GG's.
Yeah.
Good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, good play, man.
Thank you. Yeah, so I hope everyone
You did your
had
best.
fun, and I didn't upload the VOD of last week, but hopefully I'll get that uploaded this week to YouTube so that you guys can refer back to everything I said. Because I've said a lot, it's going to take a while to process that and get through it. Our 1v1's a little less daunting now, Nixha.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That one win really helped.
Yeah. I was hoping I could get you a game like that, and I'm really glad it happened.
Yeah,
It showed
mostly
how
I
much you
just
improved too.
need
Yeah.
do a bunch.
So yeah, keep practicing.
There's no
and
trick.
see you guys next week.
Yep.
Yeah, see you.
See you, Bell.
I've
Thank
lost
you.
audio again. Do I have it back now? No one's talking now. No,
I think so.
You're saying things. I don't know what you're saying, guys. Very sound.
I hear you loud and clear.
I really need
Bye.
to fix something. I don't know what's
Bye,
going
Nixha.
wrong. Oh well. It seems like my audio is very much done, so I'll just say goodbye and log off. See you guys.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone who was watching on stream. Again, same time next week. Yeah. Bye.